All right, so we are back here with the Nintendo Switch 2. Here is the brand new console, the user interface and everything. It is basically the same user interface. There are some small differences. The first things first is that it just runs significantly faster than the Nintendo Switch one. Things are just better overall, smoother, especially when you go over here to the eShop. You go into the eShop here. I don't know if you guys remember, but with the Nintendo Switch 1, the eShop sometimes was just unbearable to use. It was super laggy. Everything was just, it would take forever to search. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it was just me, but I think that was just a general experience with a lot of people with the Nintendo Switch. This one is just, oh my goodness, it actually moves fine. Like, you can get through things, no problem. There's sort of a slight lag, but like, not really. Like, it's very well done comparatively to the first one. That extra power obviously gives you much more here to jump in and play with, just like how fast it can move and stuff with the Nintendo Switch 2. So very cool stuff there. I like that. That was one of my biggest gripes with the Switch 1, which is how bad the eShop was. And then we go to over here. Here are the games. The tiles look just the same. Like, all this is the exact same as you had on the Switch 1. You have game chat, which is different. You go into game chat. I don't have a camera or anything set up, but you can actually start your game chat here. Guess we'll just go through this. Yeah, okay, next, blah, blah, next. Okay. And that's what this new C button is for, but you have to have Nintendo Switch Online basically to use it. But I'm not going to go in there because I don't have a camera or anything. I don't want to chat with anybody. Next thing here is the news, which isn't really anything different, but again, smooth. If you want to see stuff, you can go through there. You can discover new things that are in the game. We have albums, which is pictures, game share. So this is something that I believe is slightly different. You can now, well, this game share is one of the new features here for the Nintendo Switch 2. You can now game share. So people can share their games with you. You can go in there and you can play the same game with only one cart. But this is the real big thing here that I think people are probably wondering about, the virtual game cards. Now, this is what Nintendo is pushing more so than physical, and I think that's going to piss a lot of people off. I am looking more so to buy games that are fully on the cart rather than the digital versions of games. If you got the Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart, you're getting the virtual game cart. So if you were to click this, you can load this to this console, or you can load this to another console, or you can lend it to a family group member that is added to your Nintendo Switch family. You can click options as well. You can click details and it tells you exactly what is going on. So this is basically it. All your games in the virtual game card thing here. The advantage of this is basically you can just load it up and then you can share it with people. That is obviously a bigger difference here with the Nintendo Switch 2. I wonder how that's going to take off. Are most people going to use this? I would assume so, mainly because of the issue with the Switch 2 carts. These things here, they only gave third-party manufacturers two options. Now, Cyberpunk did a great job. The whole game is on the cart with DLC. I've already played some of this, and the game runs great on the Switch 2 for the console that it is. So very cool. And everything is on the card itself. But there's these cards here that house the entire games. I think it's like, I forget what the 64 gigabytes or something like that. And then there's the other option, which is the game key cards, which are far cheaper, which from what we're seeing right now, the majority of third-party manufacturers are going with that. And that's just going to be a download code basically. And then it's going to give you the game key card and that's it. And then, yeah, I believe the game key cards will show up here, but either way, if you're going to get a game key card, there's almost no point in buying the physical version of that. You might as well just go to the shop, download it, have it here in your virtual game cards, because again, unless you just want the thing on your shelf, but that's the only reason. There will be no even reason, I think, for resale value in the future or collectability. I don't know how many people are going to want game key cards, but these guys here that have the full game on the cart, those may actually be better, maybe worth something in the future. Who knows? But that is the Nintendo Switch 2 user interface. It's the exact same. Nothing really too exciting here. The exciting thing is that the eShop actually runs well. And that to me is a welcome change that we need it here for a while. But I'm gonna leave that there. I want to show off games like Pokemon Violet, how much better it runs here on the Switch 2 comparatively to the Switch 1, and some mouse controls. Like Cyberpunk has some cool mouse controls, and then of course Mario Kart World. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.